Hello everyone. Good evening. Yes guys, am I audible and visible? Please somebody ping me so that I can begin with today's short session on Akbar's Rajputana expeditions. Am I audible and visible? Good evening Shiva. Good evening Rishi. Yes, am I audible and visible guys? Somebody please ping me so that I can begin with today's session. Thanks, Shiva. Okay, thanks, Rishi. So, guys, today we are going to discuss about the Rajputana expeditions led by Akbar. Here we will discuss about the kingdom of Merta, located around the region of Nagaur in Rajasthan. Apart from this, we will also discuss about the role of Raja Bharmal, the ruler of Amer, the present-day region of Jaipur. We will also discuss the famous Battle of Haldighati, which was fought in 1576. Apart from this, like if you Google it, Battle of Haldighati has been described as one of the decisive battles in favor of Akbar. Correct? But here we are also going to discuss one more battle, which is hidden in the books of history. And that battle is Battle of Dewair, which was fought on the day of Vijayadashmi or Dashera in 1582. Between the Mughal forces and Maharana Pratap ji and one of his sons, Maharana Amer Singh ji. Battle of Dewair is also called as Marathon of Mewar. We will also understand the strategy that was being adopted by Akbar towards the Rajputana. Okay guys, so before I begin today's session, the aspirants specifically who have not attended my previous sessions on medieval India, let me inform you, I have covered major topics as a part of medieval Indian history series such as Delhi Sultanate, Bhakti movement, Sufism, regional kingdoms such as Gujarat, Jaunpur, Malwa, Bengal and so on. Apart from this, now I am covering the Mughal Empire. Followed by this, I'll be covering the Maratha Empire in quite depth and detail. Okay guys, so I'll give you a short description about Akbar within next 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, so that those who are attending the session for the first time, they can easily correlate things. So again, I'll be going in a gradual step-by-step manner for easier understanding of the concept. Okay guys. So Babur, he laid the foundation of Mughal Empire in India. He was being succeeded by his son, whose name was Humayun, which basically means the most fortunate one. But he is considered as one of the most unfortunate rulers of the entire Mughal dynasty. The period from 1540 to 1555 was a period of political vacuum from the side of Mughals in India. Why? Because a new dynasty at that time ruled over India, and that was Sur dynasty, established by Farid, also referred as Sher Khan or Sher Shah Suri. After 1555, that is after the downfall of Sur dynasty, again Mughal Empire was being established by Humayun. Humayun died due to what we say fall from the staircase of a library, and he was being succeeded by his son, whose name was Jalaluddin Muhammad Akbar. Jalaluddin Muhammad Akbar was born in 1542 in the Amer Fort, which is located precisely in the region of Sindh, and he was born to Humayun and Hamida Bano Begum. He was being raised up by Mahama Anga, who also had one of the sons referred as Adam Khan. So Mahama Anga, she is considered as one of the what we say astute politicians during the time of specifically Akbar, foster mother of Akbar. And Adam Khan is considered as foster brother of Akbar. Now, Second Battle of Panipat took place in 1556 between Hemchandra Vikramaditya, also referred as Hemu, and the Mughal force led by Bairam Khan, one of the Raj Pratinidhi or the regents of Akbar. Okay. Now, Akbar, he is called, like it is believed that the entire major parts of northern India was under the Mughal Empire during the time of Akbar. What kind of strategy did Akbar adopt? Did he always follow the policy of imperialism or expansionism? Or did he also follow the policy of matrimonial alliances? And one more thing to be noted down, my friends. Matrimonial alliance is the policy which was not adopted for the first time by Akbar. In fact, we have studied ancient India. And in ancient India, we have also studied we have discussed different example wherein matrimonial alliance played a very major role and impactful role in maintaining the balance of power. Correct? Like I'll give you one of the finest example. Try to correlate this. Okay. We had studied Mahajanpads, and there we had discussed important Mahajanpad. One important Mahajanpad was Magad. Magad, due to its geographical and strategic location, it was one of the most powerful Mahajanpads. Okay. So what happened at that time, Magad was having an influence over major parts of northern India. But there were 15 other kingdoms as well, okay, which were the part of Mahajanpad. So I'll give you a small example. Kosala, the ruler of Kosala, okay, he married his sister Kosala Devi. Okay, Prasenjit married his sister Kosala Devi to the ruler of Magad, Bimbisar, so that he can strengthen his position. So matrimonial alliances is a policy that has been used since the ancient time for maintaining balance of power. So Akbar had conquered many regions such as Malwa, Gujarat, Gondwana, Rajputana by using the policy of imperialism. Apart from this, he had also adopted one more policy of matrimonial alliances. Correct? Now, like what were his policy towards Rajasthan? First of all, he conquered the major forts in the region of Rajasthan. Fort of Chittor, Fort of Kumbhalgarh, Fort of Gogunda, Merta Fort located in Nagaur district of Rajasthan. So he conquered the fort of Ranthambore. Apart from this, what happened? He also followed the policy of imperialism. After following the policy of imperialism, there were many Rajput rulers who accepted the suzerainty of Akbar. So what did Akbar do? Akbar returned back their kingdom to them on one condition, that they would be free to run their independent kingdom, but under Mughal suzerainty. This was the second policy that he adopted. And the third one was brutal policy of expansionism and imperialism that was being adopted by Akbar. Now let's understand step-by-step manner how Akbar had conquered the region of Amer, followed by Merta. But still he was not successful in conquering one of the most powerful Rajputana states at that time, Mewar. Although initially he was successful in besieging the fort of Chittor, but the entire region of Mewar was not at all under Akbar. I repeat these points, my friend. Okay, many historical texts says that the region of Mewar was being conquered by Akbar. This is the partial truth. The region of Chittor, which is part of Mewar, was conquered by Akbar, not the entire region of Mewar. Okay, so now we will understand in a step-by-step manner how Akbar brought the Rajputanas under the Mughal suzerainty. Okay, now let's move ahead. Yes, good evening, Ramesh ji. Now let's understand about the region of Amer, modern day Jaipur. Now, Raja Bharmal, he was the ruler of Amer. And many historians believe that in 1556, Raja Bharmal had come in contact with one of the Mughal commandants. And that Mughal commandant, he introduced Raja Bharmal to Akbar. So this is one part of the history. And the other part of the history says, like once upon a time, this person, Akbar, he was moving towards the region of Ajmer. And he was visiting the tomb of the famous Sufi saint whose name was Sheikh Muinuddin Chishti. We had studied about different silsilas specifically. So Sheikh Muinuddin Chishti, precisely speaking, he has laid the foundation of Chishti silsila in India. And Akbar, he was going to Ajmer to visit the tomb. Okay, like whenever a person visits the tomb of any Sufi saint, that process is called as ziyarat. Okay, ziyarat basically means visiting the tomb of Sufi saint. So Akbar, he goes to Ajmer to pay tribute to the whom? Sheikh Muinuddin Chishti. Here he meets whom? The ruler of Amer, Bharmal. And Bharmal, he was the first Rajputana ruler to accept Mughal suzerainty. How? He entered into the policy of matrimonial alliances with Akbar. Precisely speaking, he married his daughter Jodhabai, oftenly referred as Jodhabai, to Akbar, whose son was Jahangir, also referred as Prince Salim. Correct? So Raja Bharmal, he married his daughter, whose name was Jodhabai, to Akbar. She is also referred as Maryam Us Zamani. Apart from this, what happened? One of his son, Bhagwan Das, and one of his grandson, Man Singh, they became Mansabdars in the court of Akbar. In simple words, Amer, they accepted the Mughal suzerainty, and they were the first to accept Mughal suzerainty. Amer also referred as Ambar. Okay? So I'll repeat the point again. How did Amer first accepted the suzerainty of the Mughals? Like Akbar once was visiting the tomb of a Sufi saint whose name was Muinuddin Chishti. Here at a place called as Ajmer, he met whom? Raja Bharmal. Raja Bharmal accepted Mughal suzerainty. He entered into the policy of matrimonial alliances with Akbar by marrying his daughter, also referred as Maryam Uz Zamani or Jodhabai, to Akbar. In fact, one of the sons of Raja Bharmal, Bhagwan Das, he became Mansabdar in the court of Akbar. Apart from this, one of his grandsons, or the son of Bhagwan Das, referred as Man Singh, he also became grandson in the court. He also became Mansabdar in the court of Akbar. Hope you understood Amer. Now let's understand about Merta. The region of Merta, or the city of Merta, is precisely around the Nagaur district of Rajasthan. And Merta, it was a vassal of Mewar rulers. Okay? Precisely, they were the vassals of Raja Uday Singh or Maharana Uday Singh, who was the Maharana of Mewar at that time. And the ruler of Merta was Jaimal. Okay? Now what happened? There was a Mughal commander, military commander, whose name was Sharfuddin. Now Sharfuddin wanted to conquer the region of Merta at any cost because of its strategic importance. As I have told you previously, that usually the forts play a very important role. I had given you the example of Kautilya's Arthashastra, and in Kautilya's Arthashastra there is a term called as Durg. Durg basically means fort, and it provides a strategic importance against the enemies. There are different kinds of Durg. Jal Durg, located between the water body. Dweep Durg, located on a secluded island. Van Durg, located in the jungles. So the fort of Merta, it had a strategic importance. So Akbar dispatched one of his military commanders, whose name was Sharfuddin, to conquer the fort of Merta, to conquer the city of Merta, located in the region of Nagaur district of Rajasthan. And at that time, the ruler of Merta was Jaimal. And Jaimal was a vassal of Rana Uday Singh, who was the Maharana of Mewar. Okay? Now, as soon as Jaimal comes to know about this, he was being suggested by his nobles to leave the fort of Merta and immediately go to the region of Mewar. Why? Because there is a probability that after conquering the region of Merta, Akbar will drive away his forces to the region of Mewar. And since Raja Jaimal, he was one of the vassals of Raja Uday Singh, the Maharana of Mewar, it is his responsibility and duty to help him first. So on the advice of his nobles, Raja Jaimal, he left Merta, and the command of the fort of Merta was left under one person whose name was Devdas. Okay? So precisely speaking, there were more than 200 Rajput warriors. All of them were being massacred. All of them were being butchered. They were being killed, slaughtered by the Mughal forces. And now Merta also fell in the hands of, what we say, the Mughal Emperor Akbar. Got it? Yes, good evening, Anjali. Are the points about Amer, that is modern day Jaipur, and Merta clear? Yes, my friends. Do you have any query, any question, any doubt? Because now I am going to discuss one of the most important part, that is Mewar. Is it clear? Okay, now let's understand about Mewar. Mewar till 1597 never accepted the Mughal suzerainty. Majority of the Rajput rulers had accepted Mughal suzerainty except the region of Mewar, which encompasses Udaipur, Chittorgarh, Rajsamand, Pratapgarh, and so on. So, as discussed previously, the rulers of Mewar were not referred as Maharajas. They were being referred as Maharanas. And the Guhila dynasty or Sisodia dynasty ruled over the region of Mewar. The foundation of Guhila dynasty or Sisodia dynasty was being laid down by whom? Bappa Rawal. And there were many other rulers who were considered as one of the great warriors of the region of Mewar, who were known for their valor and courage. Example, Maharana Kumbha. He is credited with construction of the famous Kumbhalgarh fort. Followed by Maharana Raimal. Followed by Maharana Sangram Singh, also referred as Rana Sanga. And we had discussed previously what fate was of Rana Sanga ji. Like Maharana Raimal, he had 4 sons. Okay? Prithviraj, Jaimal, Shesh, and Rana Sanga. After death of Rana Raimal, what happened? The elder son, Prithviraj, he fought battle with Rana Sanga. And in fact, it is believed that Rana Sanga lost one of his eye and arms in the battle. But still he is considered as one of the great warriors of Mewar. Okay? And specifically after Battle of Khanwa, it is believed that Sangram Singh ji, also referred as Rana Sanga ji, he was being killed by one of his own nobles. And Rana Sanga ji was being succeeded by one of his sons, whose name was Rana Uday Singh. So at this time, Rana Uday Singh was the ruler of Mewar. Okay? Now, why Akbar wanted to conquer the region of Mewar? There are 2 major reasons for this. And what is that? We had discussed previously, Akbar had a foster brother whose name was Adam Khan. And Akbar had dispatched his foster brother to conquer the region of Malwa from Baz Bahadur, who was the ruler at that time. Adam Khan attacked the region of Malwa and he also courted upon Rani Roopmati, who was the wife of Baz Bahadur. Okay? At that time, Baz Bahadur, he fled away from the battlefield. And Rani Roopmati, she committed Johar by consuming poison. True? So, where did Baz Bahadur flee? He fled to the region of Mewar. And he was given asylum by Rana Uday Singh. Rana Uday Singh had also given asylum to few of the Mirzas who were opposing the Mughal throne at that time. One of the reasons why Akbar now decided to conquer the region of Mewar. Second major reason, Chittor, one of the capitals, rather than saying one of the capital, it was the capital of Mewar. Chittor was of strategic importance. Why? Because Chittor had direct connectivity to the region of coastal regions of Gujarat. And Gujarat, since the ancient time, is known for vibrant trade. Since the time of the Indus Valley civilization, the ports of Lothal, Surkotada, okay, they are known for vibrant trade since the ancient time. Hence, it was necessary to conquer the region of Mewar. So, Mewar not only had strategic importance, but also it had economic importance. And at that time, as discussed now, the ruler of Mewar was Rana Uday Singh. Okay? Akbar, he sent his forces to capture the region of Chittor. So, he besieged the region of Chittor. What is the meaning of the word besieged? he encircled the entire fort of Chittor with his huge army. And at that time, again Rana Uday Singh was being suggested by his nobles to retreat to the region of jungles so that he can help out other Rajput rulers. And he handed over the entire fort of Mewar or Chittor under whom? Jaimal. If you remember, Jaimal, who had left the region of Merta, I've told you, and the command of Merta was given to Devadas. Where was Jaimal? Jaimal, it is responsibility. Now his responsibility is to protect the region of Chittor. Although Akbar had besieged the fort of Chittor, he was not able to capture this region for the next 5 months. And once upon a time, it is believed that during the night time, Jaimal was outside the fort. And Jaimal was inspecting the walls of the forts along with few of his soldiers. So one gunshot from the side of Mughals hit Jaimal and he got severely wounded. And when he got severely wounded, it is said that he passed away. At that time, it is said that many women who were in the fort of Chittor, they committed Johar. And the very next day, another important warrior whose name was Fateh Singh, he did not wanted the region of Chittor to fall under the Mughals. So Fateh Singh, one of the Rajput warriors, it is believed that he faced the army of Mughals at that time after the death of Jaimal. Okay? It is believed that Fateh Singh also died here. And Akbar, he had created a general massacre. As per historian Colonel James Todd, British historian, okay, it is believed that 30,000 persons were being executed. They were being butchered and slaughtered. After some time, Akbar realized that he has committed a serious mistake. Okay. And precisely speaking, he has committed a serious mistake by doing so. So in the fort of Agra, he has 2 statues made up. Okay. And both the statues are like, one statue is of one statue is of Jaimal, other is of Fateh Singh, another warrior. And both of them, or both the warriors, are sitting on elephant. So where was Rana Uday Singh at this time? He was into the jungles. And Rana Uday Singh also passed away. And Rana Uday Singh was being succeeded by his son, who was referred as Pratap Singh, also referred as Maharana Pratap, one of the greatest Rajput warriors. Is it clear? Do you want me to repeat something? Please let me know. I'll repeat it again. Okay? I will repeat it again for easier understanding of the concept. Just listen to me carefully. I'm explaining. Now, it is necessary to remember Mewar because until unless you understand the strategic importance, you won't be able to understand the Battle of Haldighati, which was fought in 1576. Okay. I'll repeat the point within short. Okay. Mewar, its capital was Chittor, and Akbar had an eye on this region, not only because of the strategic importance, but it had an affinity towards the coastal regions of Gujarat. So it also had an economic importance. At this time, the ruler of Mewar was whom? Rana Uday Singh. He was son of Maharana Sangram Singh, also referred as Rana Sangaji. Now, the fort of Chittor was being protected by Jaimal, and Rana Uday Singh was being asked to leave the fort and move to the jungles so that he could protect the royal family. Jaimal was protecting the fort of Chittor, and Akbar had besieged the fort, but he was not able to conquer the fort for the next 5 months. One fine day, Jaimal, he was inspecting the walls of the forts, and a gunshot from the side of Mughals initially wounded and later on killed Jaimal. Another important warrior, Fateh Singh, he also protected the fort of Chittor initially, but he also died. Akbar created a general mass massacre wherein more than 30,000 persons were being killed. Meanwhile, Maharana Uday Singh also passed away and was being succeeded by one of the most brave warriors of the Rajputana, that is Pratap Singh, also referred as Maharana Pratap. So by now, the fort of Chittor was being captured by the Mughals, not the entire region of Mewar. Okay? It was not the entire region of Mewar that was being conquered by Akbar. He just captured Chittor. And now, it is believed that Akbar, specifically before Battle of Haldighati, he asked Maharana Pratap to surrender specifically the entire region of Mewar to him or accept the Mughal suzerainty. And he sent delegations for 10 times for Maharana Pratap. Every time the delegation was being sent, Maharana Pratap rejected the offer that was being given by Mughal Emperor Akbar. A very small example. For the first time, delegation was sent in 1572 under Jalal Khan Karochi. It was being rejected by Maharana Pratap ji. Second time, delegation 1573 under Man Singh, we had discussed right now, the grandson of Bhagwan Das. Sorry, the son of Bhagwan Das and the grandson of, yes, we had discussed previously. Okay. Apart from this, 1575, Bhagwan Das, and finally in 1576, the last expedition, last invitation. Sorry, the last invitation, it was sent during the time of Raja Todarmal. And Raja Todarmal, he is also one of the Navratnas in the court of Akbar. Raja Todarmal, he is also known for one of the land revenue system at that time, which is called as Zabti system or Bandobast system. We'll study that later. So every time the delegations were sent to Maharana Pratap ji, he rejected this. And he was very well aware of one thing. Every time he is rejecting the delegation sent by Akbar, he is inviting the battle. And finally, the day came when the battle got initiated. Okay? This is nothing but Battle of Haldighati, fought between the forces of Mughal and Maharana Pratap ji. Okay? Now, let's understand about the battlefield of Haldighati. I'll give you a very small example. This is actually the battlefield of Haldighati, the narrow trench between the two mountain ranges. Okay? Now what happens here? Just understand one thing. These are the two mountain ranges. In between these two mountain ranges, there is the narrow trench. What did Maharana Pratap do? Maharana Pratap, it is believed that the army of Mughals, it comprised approximately 80,000 soldiers, war elephants, chariots, cannons, and so on. On the other hand, Maharana Pratap's army had 20,000 soldiers. So here Maharana Pratap ji, he had to go with a different strategy in Battle of Haldighati so that he can overpower the forces of Mughals. Hence, this narrow trench of Haldighati was being chosen. Okay? Now what happened? Just in front of the mountain ranges, Maharana Pratap ji put forward his army. Okay? So that what happens? In that case, if the army of Mughals approach them, okay, initially they will feel that we have a wider area to fight. But as soon as the Mughal forces will come nearer to us, we will go back into the narrow trench and contain the enemies in this narrow trench. It is quite impossible to come into this narrow trench with the elephants, heavy cannons, and so on. And the plan initially worked well. Now, the Mughal army, it was being led by Man Singh and Asaf Khan. On the other hand, Maharana Pratap ji, he was being supported by Bhim Singh of Dodia, Bida Jhala, Ramdas Rathod. Okay, who was Ramdas Rathod? He was son of Jaimal. Then Hakim Khan Sur. All these were supporting the army. Bhama Shah. All these were supporting Maharana Pratap. So here there was a force of approximately 80k. Here there was a force of 20k. And this manner the battlefield was chosen. Maharana Pratap ji and his army this side. As soon as Asaf Khan and Man Singh and the Mughal forces started moving towards here, what happened? Maharana Pratap forces started retreating here. When they started retreating into the narrow trench, what happened? Elephants, when they entered the narrow trench, they got confused. And one major problem with the elephants in the warfare is when the elephants get angry or confused, they start trembling down their own men, creating a chaotic situation in the battleground. So this is what happened for the Mughals initially. Apart from this, Mughals also got confused. What happened right now? As soon as the Mughal army entered here, elephants got confused and they start trembling down its own men. Many of the Mughal soldiers died. Some soldiers, they were very confused. If the enemy is ahead, who is shooting the arrows in the downward trajectory? Because there were men who were standing atop the hill, and these were men who belonged to Bhil tribe. Maharana Pratap ji had created an alliance with the men of Bhil tribe, and they were shooting the arrows in the downward trajectory. So the initial part of the Battle of Haldighati, which was fought in 1576, was in favor of Maharana Pratap ji. Okay. Now what happened further? It is believed that the horse of Maharana Pratap, whose name was Chetak, okay, he got injured. And as soon as he got injured, this was seen as an opportunity by whom? This was seen as an opportunity precisely by Man Singh to attack on Maharana Pratap ji. But there was one person whose name was Bida Jhala. Okay, one of the clansmen of Jhala. So Bida Jhala, he immediately took the crown from Maharana Pratap ji and he placed the crown on his head so that the enemies could be diverted. Correct? Like one of the finest example, I'll give you a very small example. You might have heard or studied about revolt of 1857. The revolt of 1857 from the region of Jhansi was being led by Maharani Rani Lakshmi Bai ji. True? But there was one more lady who was the head of Durga Dal, and that lady was referred as what we say Jhalkari Bai. And as per many historians, there was somewhat similarity between Jhalkari Bai and Rani Lakshmi Bai, so that they can easily betray whom? The Britishers. As soon as Britishers approached Jhansi and they caught what we say Jhalkari Bai, they thought that she is Rani Lakshmi Bai, but she was actually Jhalkari Bai. Correct? So this was to confuse the Britishers. Similarly here, what did Bida Jhala do? As soon as he saw that Maharana Pratap ji is being targeted by Man Singh, he put the throne on his head. And now in the entire chaotic situation, Man Singh was also confused. And they started chasing Bida Jhala instead of Maharana Pratap ji. Maharana Pratap ji, precisely speaking, Maharana Pratap ji, there was a river just behind the battlefield. The river was referred as Kiran. And his horse Chetak was severely wounded. The horse took a leap. After taking a leap of 7 feet river, he fell down and he succumbed to death. Tears rolled down through the eyes of Maharana Pratap ji after losing Chetak. Our historians, our books of history have ended this battle of Haldighati by saying Akbar emerged victorious. But is this the entire truth or the partial truth? This is the partial truth. Why? Because if Battle of Haldighati is a decisive battle, Battle of Dewair, which was fought in 1582, is Marathon of Haldighati. How? Now let's understand about this. Maharana Pratap ji, now he moved into the jungles of Aravali. And at this point of time, he was just left with precisely 6,000 to 7,000 soldiers. At that time, one of his ministers, I have given the name Bhama Shaha. Bhama Shaha provided him the financial aid. And apart from this, it is said that Maharana Pratap ji raised an army of 25,000 to 30,000 soldiers with the help of Bhama Shah and the Bhil tribe. Okay? After raising an army, it is believed that meanwhile Mughals had conquered the region of Kumbhalgarh, Gogunda, Udaipur, Chapan. So they had created 36 Mughal posts and they had conquered these regions. Finally, in 1582, on the day of Vijayadashmi or Dashera, the army of Maharana Pratap ji was divided into two parts. The first part of the army was led by Maharana Pratap ji himself. And the second part of the army was led by one of his sons, who is referred as what we say Rana Amar Singh ji. And all the 36 Mughal posts that have been conquered or captured by the Mughals were being reconquered by Maharana Pratap ji. And approximately prior to this, there were 6 ambushes, 6 small battles. In all the battle, Akbar's army or the Mughal army had to face a very humiliating defeat. And in 1582, all the 36 Mughal posts were being reconquered by Maharana Pratap ji, and now the region of Mewar till 1597 was an independent Rajputana ruler without accepting the Mughal suzerainty. And this famous battle, which was fought in 1582, is referred as Battle of Dewair. Correct? So in very simple words, if it is said that, I'll give you a very small example. These are the words of Colonel James Todd, and Colonel James Todd, he says one thing: Battle of Dewair, it is an ominous omission in the history. It has been omitted from the books of history. It has been cleared from the books of history. But it is one of the most important battles which proves that the Rajputana suzerainty still existed in the region of Mewar even during the time of Akbar. Okay? So precisely this was about the battle, famous battle of Haldighati, fought in 1576. And another important battle of Dewair, fought on the day of Vijayadashmi or Dashera in 1582. Clear? So now, let's move ahead. Ranthambore. Hope you understood Battle of Haldighati and Battle of Dewair. Is there any query, my friends? Any question, any doubt? Please feel free to ask. Okay, the session is of more 4 to 5 minutes. Is it clear? Okay. Now, we have discussed about Amer. We have discussed about Merta. We have discussed about Mewar. Now just go for factual understanding about Ranthambore and Kalinjar. Okay. Ranthambore, it was being conquered from, or the ruler of Ranthambore, whose name was specifically Raja Surjan Rai. Okay. He accepted the Mughal suzerainty, and after accepting the Mughal suzerainty, even Ranthambore came under the Mughal sway. Then comes the region of Kalinjar. I've told you n number of times about the strategic importance of the fort of Kalinjar. In fact, it is also said that Sher Shah Suri, he also wanted to besiege the fort of Kalinjar. Why? Because Kalinjar, in comparison to the Gwalior fort, both of them are located in Bundelkhand region. Okay. In comparison to Gwalior fort, like Gwalior fort is approximately 400 to 450 feet above the mean, plain area. On the other hand, the fort of Kalinjar, it is approximately 800 to 850 feet above the plain area, which provides a strategic importance to the fort of Kalinjar. Okay? And Sher Khan or Sher Shah Suri died due to an accidental blast of gunpowder while besieging the fort of Kalinjar. We had studied this. So Kalinjar, it was of historical importance as well as strategic importance. And now Akbar, he wanted to create a good sway in the region of Bundelkhand. So it is necessary to conquer the fort of Kalinjar. So at that time, the ruler of Kalinjar fort was under Raja Ramchand. Okay. And here at this particular point of time, the region of Kalinjar was also came under the Mughal suzerainty at this time. Marwad, the ruler of Jodhpur, okay, whose name was Chandrasen, he also submitted to Akbar. So majority of the Rajputana rulers submitted or accepted the Mughal suzerainty except the region of Mewar. This was majorly the military expeditions led by whom? Akbar. Okay. Now what does specifically Colonel James Todd write about Akbar? Akbar was the real founder of the empire of the Mughals, the first successful conqueror of Rajput independence. Okay. So precisely speaking, during the time of Akbar, he conquered the major part of Rajputana except what? The region of Mewar. tomorrow's session, we are going to discuss about the other expeditions that were being led by Akbar, such as the expedition in the region of Malwa, in the region of Gondwana. I'll also discuss about one of the brave queen whose name was Rani Durgavati. Okay? And apart from that, we are also going to discuss about the important systems of Akbar, such as Mansabdari system, Zabti system, Dehsal system, Navratnas in the court of Akbar, who adorned the court of Akbar. So these were the major Rajputana expeditions led by the Mughal forces under Akbar. Hope you understood everything in this short session. Okay, guys? So before I stop my words for the day, 20th August, morning batch has been initiated today. And the price starts at 9,999. You can use the code Alok Live, okay, to get the benefits of this course. Apart from this, here there's a complete coverage, specifically P2I, Prelims 2 interview. Okay, proper focus on the answer writing skill, proper coverage of everything in a very systematic fashion. So you can visit the website of StudyIQ IS, and there you can go through the entire specifications of the course. The most important aspect, the entire course is in English language, which will cater to the needs precisely of the students from, South India and northeastern part of India. Yes, Abdul, the price starts from 9,999. Okay, so it is quite pocket friendly. It is quite affordable in comparison to the hefty prices of the classes in Delhi. Okay, guys, so with this, I stop my words for the day. See you guys tomorrow with new topic. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.